Noise here. Today's presentation is very much a continuation from where I left off last year at the Learning Feast. So today we're going to have a look at what we focused on in 2012 and what's happened for us along the way at Hamilton East. Last year I talked to you about our action research, which was Talking for Success. It was using the technology that we had in the school to record children speaking. Mainly it was just an informal oral language situation and the impact on that in developing oral literacy. And our along the way moment last year for us, which I also talked about briefly, was our blogging. Blogs got up and running at Hamilton East last year and they really took off with everyone, teachers and children. Very engaging and just creating that authentic audience and how that really engages students. Being a school that doesn't want to just be jumping to the next big thing all the time, but wants to look at what we've done and the value of what we've done, for us it was really important to embed what we had done into our school practice. We want to be able to respond to change in real time as well. However, we've got to get the best out of what we've done. And for us, around blogging, what we set up at the beginning of this year was a set of blog protocols for all classrooms. So every class had a blog, and we gave some kind of ideas about expectations. There's still a lot of creativity available for teachers and children on the blog, but what the expectations were and how to make your blog more engaging. So that was all set up for the start of this year, and we also planned this year to go to learning at schools. However, we couldn't plan for the impact that would have upon us. Kevin Honeycutt was incredibly engaging. He had a huge impact on all of us, and for me, he kind of pulled me up, because back even in the Riverside days, we knew about kids creating content, and you know, when he said to us, you know, what cool stuff have you done with your IT today? Are you just checking Facebook, checking the weather, doing your banking? You know, are you a creator or a user? And it really made me realise that actually it was the creating of content that we were trying to do at Hamilton East, and that we needed to do what we wanted to do. So we went back to school and we reflected on the mobile devices, and I mean, of course we were aware of them. Half of our teachers at least had iPhones, and we're using them for all sorts of things in the classroom, but we didn't own a single iPad in our school at that stage, or an iPod Touch. We were aware of them. We were watching Rotatuna and what everybody else was doing. We were concerned about iPads being used for consuming rather than creating, and we wanted to kind of sort some questions out around that before we moved to that technology. But also I personally, and the school, was in a bit of a holding pattern with our technology. It was how to align our technology with our pedagogy, the hardware with the pedagogy, but the questions were, I kind of felt change is really in the air, something's happening, I couldn't quite articulate it. What hadn't changed for us at Hamilton East was the children coming into school. We have a lot of ESOL students, a lot of English language learners, a lot of Kiwi kids with very average oral language, and that's where our Talking for Success book had come from. And I suppose it planted the seed for me that these mobile devices were the tool that we could use for putting the Talking Through Success learning right through the school, which was challenging with our desktop hardware at the time, and also the tool for creating the content that we wanted the children to be creating and sharing on the blogs. When I talk about we, I'd like to acknowledge Anna Gerritsen down the back, who's worked very closely with me at ICT this year and last year, and she's been fantastic and is fantastic at really kind of leading new ideas. And Anna went out, I can't say we did some research, Anna did some research. She found some schools that we could go and visit to have a look at how they were using mobile technology. We went to Pengaya Peninsula School, which is a flash now ICT school up in South Auckland, and we went to Point View School in Howick. And this is Point View, and Lynn Layburn is using the devices very collaboratively with the children, and we were really impressed because we knew about this one-to-one initiative, but hey, it's not going to happen at Hamilton East. It's not going to happen at our school with our kids. It's not realistic. We can't have one of these devices for every child with our little kids. Further out, yes, maybe at intermediate, but it's not going to happen in the immediate future at Hamilton East. They have to be able to be used collaboratively, and that collaboration is really important to us in our teaching and learning pedagogy. At both Hangaia and Point View, we asked the children and we asked the teachers, what do you prefer? Do you like the computers, the laptops, the iPod touches, the iPads? And we got the same response from the teachers and the children, is that they actually like a variety. You need a couple of grunty desktops, you need or laptops. They love to have a couple of iPads in the classroom, a couple of iPod touches. However, because they can all do different things. They don't want one for everyone, they don't want a huge amount of one, they want a variety. And we were just over there having a little look a minute ago and kind of realised that even the iPod touch is probably going to become a little bit redundant with the new iPad mini that's just come out, which looks really exciting. So we bought a few devices to start experimenting at Hamilton East School and trialling them and seeing what we could do.
They're pretty relaxed.
Very laid back approach to it. And the first thing, of course, that happened is wireless fell over, because the wireless in our school is only designed for the teacher laptops. And we knew that would happen, and that's just our reality. I wanted to share some of the things, and it hasn't stopped us from exploring this technology and how we can use it to put it into the hands of the children to create content. And I've got a few examples here, which I think I've got time. Dave will tell me if I haven't.
We've got 5 minutes.
It was crowded. A heap of stuff. Her voice is incredible. She said,
I won't play it all because we've been here for Christmas. But for them to be able to create this stuff, share it, and get it up onto the blogs really quickly. And as someone else said, when I first started doing this, the kids thought it was great. Yeah, that's cool. Now they're saying, can I do it again? Because they're hearing themselves and they know other people are going to listen to them. And the power of that other people are going to reflect on their presentation, and they want it to be as good as it can and to be the best that they can.
playing outside. We are going to play on the swings. We like playing on the swings.
The words do there on reading like storyteller, but these are just really new 5-year-olds, and just the ability to get some mileage with their reading and to share their reading on the blogs with the community. And I also discovered audiogo.com, which the kids do the shared writing, which goes up onto the blog. They've written the stories, they've taken the photos, but when they want to interact with it again on the blog, they're a little bit challenged by their reading, so this helps.
Audiogo.com, the web read for you.
Road building. Room 4 heard a lot of noise coming from outside our classroom. We went outside to take a look. They were breaking up the road to try and fix it. We loved watching the machinery doing their jobs.
Okay, and apps like Puppet Pals, which someone was talking about how the parents and the adults are kind of reserved with the technology, but the kids just get in there and do it. And you think, oh, I've got to teach them how to use this. Actually, they figure out in 5 minutes how to do it and how that can be integrated.
Hamilton is included in the photo,
And these things are just so quick and easy to pop up onto the blogs. One of our discoveries along the way this year was Kid Blog, which came from Lynn Layburn from Point View, who came to the Connect Day and presented on iPads. And our senior classes have run with this. It's our blogging site. The classes sign up. Every child has their own blog. They can write day and night. And yes, they could do that with pencil and paper, but it's just so much more engaging, and they can log their grandma in, and their teacher can go in and put a comment. And teachers are talking about reluctant writers really engaging with writing with us. So that was just a cool thing we discovered along the way. Often in schools we say, what have we been doing? You think, yeah, what have we been doing? And there's so much stuff that you take for granted. At Hamilton East we do inquiry learning, and we have been doing a 2-term inquiry each year for a few years now. We started off with one inquiry every term way back in the Riverside days. But we've gone to these 2-term ones to really have some time to get nitty-gritty with things. And this year, appropriately, our unit was called Change. So for term 2 of this year, there was just lots of experimenting going on in the classrooms, that hypothesising, questioning side of the inquiry learning model. Anything that you could do that caused a change was being done in the classrooms. And by using their technology to sort of create some content, the children are able to talk about their learning and put it into a format that they can share with their families on the blogs. In term 3, we moved on to the social sciences side of our inquiry, looking at what can we change and who can we change and can we make a difference in the world, which is what our social action is all about in our inquiry. And the kids do some amazing thinking, and often you do that in the classroom and you think, how can you capture that and share it with the parents, because they really get their brains going, and it's great to be able to share so easily. Grab one of these mobile devices and create some
I
content.
would like to make houses so everyone can have a house to live in. Other than the school of recipe done, I would like to get some houses. I would like to change it so people's houses don't get flooded. I would like to help people sink in water.
And the climax of our 2-term unit was our operetta, where every class unpacked some element of change and created an item to share with the school, to share with the community about what they had learned and what their understanding was around it.
I was born in a little village, oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time battle, a change gonna come.
So she'll probably be on New Zealand's Got Talent next year.
And the change for us was the email that arrived right in the middle of all this that we were going to be snubbed, and it was like out of the blue. We weren't expecting it. I thought we'd be years away from that. And for me it was like the get home free card, and it's not free, I know that, it's going to cost us quite a lot of money. But our trialling of these mobile devices certainly told us that we needed a good, robust wireless network, and the only way we were going to get that was to get a good, robust cable network. So we're very excited. We've had our audit done, and the wheels are turning fast. And when you get snubbed, they want to do it yesterday. They don't want to do it next week. It all happens so fast. You have to make so many decisions so quickly. So at ULearn, it kind of gelled for me. I was nearly finished. I was aware, as I said at the start, that there was all this change happening, and it is the mobile device and it's cloud technology. We got a server 18 months ago from a company that couldn't offer us a cloud solution, but now that's all they offer. So things have changed. That's fine, we can deal with that. We're not worrying about the past, we're working with what we've got. But this was, the thing that we had to get our head around this year. I can't stop without having a big thank you for Dave and the Connected Cluster. Everything that's happened at Hamilton East has been a result of being involved in this cluster. It's been hugely powerful. We're definitely signing up for next year. And a quick add that we've got the EduCamp at Hamilton East the weekend after next. EduCamp at the Tron. And if you'd like to register, that would be great.